If you can't lose fat, you might be eating for the wrong reason.
That means like you might be eating because you're hungry. No, just kidding.
We noticed that 96.9% of you guys are not subscribed and 3.2% are. So to the 3.2% that are, we love you.
For the 96.9% of you who are unsubscribed, we would love it if you would join us in this very, very meaningful conversation. That is our mission and our life's work. If you're eating because you are bored, which is something you did a lot, Penelope. I was like, wait, are you hungry or are you bored? Because you just ate. Because you just ate like a huge meal and you'd be like, I'm hungry. And I'm like, that's impossible. You just ate like so much food.
But to be fair, I damaged my hunger receptors. So my body my brain and body like receptors were like,
yeah, I totally can
my
understand
cells
that.
were dying for better nutrients.
Right, they were starving.
But now I'm full for hours.
I know,
and I'm not hungry and I'm not thinking about food because I'm
you reset your gut microbiome, you reset your taste buds, you reset your cells, like, you know, you did a lot of stuff. You lost 150 pounds.
If you want to learn how to do that, click the link in bio.
For sure. But you also might be eating for anticipation. That's when I suffer from. Sometimes I'm like anticipating because I'm so excited about something. Like, oh, I have this eggplant and I have this zucchini and I want to make a ratatouille. And then what can I put on top of the ratatouille? What can I serve the ratatouille with? Then I'm like dreaming about it and I'm thinking about it. Then I'm like so excited. So I think anticipation's a big one. And we talk a lot about the different kinds of hunger in our program. I love those things Penelope said. She's like, if you're not hungry for cauliflower, you're probably not hungry enough to eat. And I thought that was really clever. You played that game with yourself for a long time.
Yeah, it really worked because then I wouldn't eat. I'd drink water, or now I'm drinking lots of tea. And I just find other things to do. When I'm super busy, and you guys may notice this too, when I'm super busy, I don't eat as much because I'm busy.
Yeah.
And there's something about that. There's something about not being in the kitchen, not being around food a lot. And if it's your job, that's really complicated and that's a whole nother story.
You mean like being a chef?
Being a chef or being
I eat the least amount of food when I'm cooking for others.
Being a food critic or something like that. Like some people, you know what I mean? There are like these very strange jobs that people have.
For sure, for sure. Another thing I think is tricky is when you are eating a lot of ultra-processed foods, your brain is in addiction. So when you're eating for the wrong reason, it's also because your brain might be in addiction mode, which means that you're constantly ruminating about food and dreaming about food because you're in addiction. Like an alcoholic would just be constantly obsessing about drinking alcohol. I'm just using that as an example because it's the same brain chemistry.
True. Listen up, people. I know if you can't lose fat, you're probably not working out as hard as you should be or as intensely as you should be. So I'm saying...
Snap, she's right.
I'm saying work out till it hurts. Work out till you're like, oh my effing goodness, I feel like I am going to die.
It's actually kind of true. I don't want to admit it, but I think that, listen, the first step is to actually just get out of your chair and take a little walk. Like that would be the first step. But once you're kind of in a groove, don't hurt yourself. We don't want to be, have people hurt themselves, but you definitely have to get uncomfortable and you got to sweat.
But I have to call out all those people, including myself, who used to work out and say, oh, I took my walk. I took my walk. But then I knew inside that walk was so easy, I could do 10 more of those. Well, then why did I do 10 more of those? Because I felt like I had done the walk. It was enough. And I don't need to do anything else. And I now realize that's not true, which is why now, like, for example, yesterday we went on a hike and I was like, ugh, I don't have to go a little bit farther than I did yesterday. I could just turn around. But I'm like, I have enough energy to go a little farther. So I'm going to push myself. Even though I didn't really feel like it.
So it requires awareness. Like, remember we used to watch television while you worked out, and I was like,
I still do that.
But it distracts you.
But now I still jog and stuff. I jog longer actually when I watch TV because I'm distracted and I'm jogging and I'm like, and then I'm like, I can do it. I can keep going.
Because I wanted to share that, like, you need to figure out what that edge is.
Yeah.
And if you're completely distracted, then you don't really know what the edge is.
True. It depends where you are in your exercise journey because everyone's at different places. Like I used to be like totally like just on the screen the whole time, but now I'm at like a 15 incline on like 3.5 speed, so I constantly up it every week.
So this is a real confession moment for you, Penelope, because you spent a lot of your weight loss journey not really confronting yourself physically. You would avoid.
Yeah.
Like you just recently started to do ab work.
Yeah.
Because you were just like, this is too hard. I'm not going to do it. It hurts. And I'm like, yeah, it hurts. Like, that's not a reason to stop when you're working out. Like, you actually want it to hurt because that is what transformation feels like.
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally, physically.
Yeah. And seeing, like we talked about earlier in another video, like seeing the progress, even though it's really, really slow, once you see it, you're like, oh, it's worth it. Oh, it's worth it. And I was just talking yesterday to one of our dear loved ones about how doing things thousands of times gives you confidence to keep doing hard things because you've done it 1,000 times and you know you fail all the time, but it's okay because you're used to it now. And it sucks and it hurts, but it's only 60 minutes. So it becomes normal and it becomes a standard. It becomes a standard for yourself. It becomes the new standard. Comment down below what your favorite workout is, or comment down below if you're not challenging yourself but you want to start, and comment where you're going to start, how you're going to start. Maybe this video inspires you to start doing more in your workouts. I'd love to hear what you're gonna do. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're a woman who's ready to make the change, do it without Ozempic, lose the weight once and for all, and you want support and you want to learn how to cook for you and your family and generations behind you, click the link in the description.